Hi, my name is Leslie Hardy from Wellington Estates, and I'm going to talk to you about North Cyprus property. In particular, is it safe to buy North Cyprus property? The reasons why people buy property in North Cyprus is well documented. It's low cost, it's sunny, and it's relatively crime-free. There has been an international property slump since 2008, and North Cyprus is not completely immune to that. It hasn't been that badly affected. Properties, for example, in Spain have collapsed and can be sold now at 60% of their pre-2008 price, and the Greek Republic of Cyprus has also suffered a heavy property slump. In North Cyprus, what tends to happen is in bad times the market goes to sleep, it goes quiet. People in the building trade revert to their traditional previous occupations, such as citrus farming or running cafes or shops or whatever. So the slump has not really affected North Cyprus at all. If you are buying overseas and in North Cyprus, then the usual caveats apply. One must be wary. One should do research, one should take time, you shouldn't rely on the veracity of the first person you speak to, etc. Cyprus was a British colony until 1960, and lots of the customs of the UK apply, although ossified in time. The laws of Cyprus, which you will see on many lawyers' bookshelves, in dusty tomes, was written by a UK civil servant, or possibly a team of UK civil servants. So the culture of conveyancing and law in North Cyprus would be recognisable to anybody with a UK legal background. And in terms of property itself, one can have a freehold titled property if one is a foreigner. And the amount of land one can hold is anything up to 5 dunhams. 5 dunhams is around just over 1.5 acres, so that's a good amount of land. I can't imagine most people wanting more land than that. The fact you can have an absolute title is good news, because in many jurisdictions, for example Thailand, foreigners can't hold absolute freehold title to property. Also, in other jurisdictions, there's what is called a two-tier market. For example, in the UK Channel Islands of Guernsey and Jersey, if you are a foreigner, you can buy a property, but it has to be a designated property. And these are marketed at higher prices than properties which are generally available for local people only. The drawback to buying in North Cyprus, which creates a number of problems, is the permission to purchase, which means that a foreigner requires permission to purchase a property in North Cyprus before title deeds can be transferred to his or her name. The problem with this is the processing of the permission to purchase can take 2 years or even longer, and during this intervening time, from when a customer buys a house, pays for it, moves in, and eventually gets the title deeds remain in the original owner's name. And because of this, the foreign purchaser can be vulnerable to mortgages or charges which the original owner has placed on the property. For example, banks can give the landowner loans with the property and land as collateral. With or without, it would appear, the purchaser's permission. And sometimes the rate of interest local banks charge is akin to that of a Chicago loan shark. In other words, the rates of interest are exorbitant. And this can create problems. A famous case at the moment, which is running through the courts, is that of Koulaxis 5, but there have been other cases and there probably will be more. There are many colourful characters in North Cyprus, I suppose the most colourful of which is Gary Robb, who was charged with distributing drugs in the UK and skipped bail and appeared in North Cyprus, where he started a property company, took a lot of money from foreigners, and he and the money allegedly disappeared. Mr. Gary Robb is now serving time in a Greek Cypriot jail. Another colourful character, but not in the same ilk as Gary Robb, is Azil Nadir, who is a TRNC national. He's currently in London facing charges brought to him by the Serious Fraud Office. But unlike Mr. Robb, Mr. Nadir has not as yet been found guilty, so he remains innocent. Last but not least, and I make this point last, there is the threat of dispossessed Greeks. For many people this is the main threat, but this is possibly because of the publicity attempts by Greek Cypriots to destabilise the North Cyprus property market. The problem of dispossessed persons was caused by the movement of Greek Cypriots from the north to the south around 1974, and the similar movement of Turkish Cypriots from the south to the north at the same time. But the EU has decreed that the property rights of dispossessed persons have not been extinguished, and there have been several landmark cases whereby Greek Cypriots have tried to regain their lost land in the north. The most famous of these is the case of Linda and David Orams, who are UK purchasers of a property in North Cyprus, and a dispossessed Greek, or the son of a dispossessed Greek, managed to get an order whereby Mr. and Mrs. Oram were forced to leave their property in North Cyprus. The dispossessed Greek didn't actually regain possession, but it was a landmark court case. To make it even more important, the case was adjudicated in the UK and in North Cyprus, and the Orams lawyer was none other than Cherie Blair. So, in conclusion, I think you'll find that North Cyprus is a relatively safe location, and I would commend anyone to buying property